Hi guys, thank you for joining me. So today, I guess the twins are in conflict today because my twin sister uploaded a video called Envelope Journals. And then I just so happened, true story, you can see I was in the middle of one because I was cleaning out my bookcase the other day. And look what I found. All of these pretty papers. Love them, love them. Some of them semi-decorated. And I had my lines printed on the inside of all of them. And look here, I sewed on a big pocket with tags. Looky there. And then I printed on all of them. And I don't know what I was doing with them. And today I'm going to show you something because Regina is new to making journals. Regina Practical Tips and Ideas. I'll tag her. And then Candace has been away, and now she's coming back, and she said, is there a project to do or something? And so I told her that Regina, I think I skipped this, I'm sorry. Regina and I have plans to do a live, and we're going to work through it and make an envelope journal. And Mindy did a different kind today, but I truly already had this planned because I need to prep it so I can tell you guys that we're going to schedule it and have it upcoming soon. And so you can get your stuff together. And so you can join us. And it is the world's easiest journal. Truly, truly, truly. Okay? So, for whatever reason, I already had these cut, and I already had all this cut and printed and ready to go. So these are 5 and maybe like a quarter by 8.5 inches tall. So then what I did, just to keep life simple, just to make it easy, it doesn't matter. You can use whatever paper you want, okay? But I just cut all of these 5 by 8, which is really 10 by 8 open, right? And then I don't know how to arrange these. We've got some paper and some cardstock. And then also what this is using your stash and throwing something together real quick too, right? I don't know if that one works. Does that one doesn't work, does it? So then we're not using that one because I was challenged to use it and I was going to try to force it and it just doesn't work. So we're not using that one. So here we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So then that'll be easy to just... So I like this one and this one next to each other. And I'll do a heavy and lightweight. Okay. And then we've got that. And we don't want to do polka dots again. So then we'll do butterflies. And then that's light and heavy. Oh, we got another one. And then we can do this one. And this one kind of leads into that because that's orange, right? And that's got orange in it. And then which one goes with red? Okay, I guess we'll put the red there. Okay. And then we will do... Is that going to be the cover? No, it doesn't match the green. Okay, so then we'll do this. So what you do is you arrange your covers. I mean your decorative paper if you use any, okay? And then I've got all of these colors. I need to score this one. And it just needs to be 5 inches. I'm just going to use one of these just to make life easy because I tried scoring it earlier and it was messing up. So we're just going to do that. And that'll be close enough. Okay. And then I'm going to make a tip in. I'm just going to show you a couple of simple elements that you can make to go with this. Just to add easy peasy stuff. And I don't know if the folder is going to go on the inside or outside. And that, I believe, is about 4 inches because this is legal size paper. So yeah, that's 4. And then what that will be a tip out. And then we can put paper in it. And I probably should do that before and I already had these, and I think I'm just going to do that. I had these trimmed. Okay, we'll just put that one in the back. I had these trimmed, and I need to cut them down to, okay, we'll just make it a little under 8 inches. We will make it 7.5 because they're 8.5. So then we'll just make them a little shorter. And like I said, I've been using this big honkin' box cutter and it's working fine. If you keep your blade sharp, it does a little, it does, well no, a lot better than the craft knife because it's got a bigger flat edge. So then when you put it against the ruler, you can hold it smooth and it just feels like a little more. Versus the other one, I get more play from every angle, and I'll quit playing with it so I don't cut myself. Okay, and then this needs to be trimmed down because that is 8.5 tall. And it needs to be 8 like we did the others. Because I only did the inside pages just so that I didn't have to trim down. Just so I didn't have to trim down like the edging. You know how the paper layers, it creeps out, so you have to trim the right edge or the outside edge flush and stuff. And then I think I'll use a piece of cardstock. So then that needs to be a little under 4 wide. I'll show you how I'm going to make this. Sorry. We could make it, nah, we'll just do it. Yeah, we didn't need to be double tip. Okay, so we're going to make it a 3 3/4 wide. Because the pages are, I believe, are about 3.5. And then we're going to score it down and make it a 1/2 inch score. We're going to go a little more, that like another 1/8 of an inch past a 1/2 inch, just so it's not bigger than our page. Now we'll go ahead and do 3. We'll just do more because we know the pages are 7.5 by 3.5. What I'm doing is just giving myself some room. You know, I'm just trying to make sure it doesn't like stick out the bottom and stuff. And then I know this is all green, but these were trimmings from earlier. And, well, heck. I need to trim these down. I thought they were 3.5. I guess not. And I'm just going to show you how quick and easy you can put stuff together, even if you already have your stash done. I mean, even if you already have stuff done in your stash, just add some pages and wrap an envelope around it. Okay, so we're going to go 3 and, what is that? That is 3 3/4, so we're going to go 3.5. Right there. And this is a little ruler, I know. I mean, a little cutting mat. And you know how I always like to cut by hand, and I like it. I think it's great. Love cutting by hand. So then what I'm going to do here is, it's going to be plain, but that's okay. Let's get a good edge on, a good piece on top that's not crumpled looking. But I'm just prepping to show you all how easy this is to make. And then if you want to make one with this, just have your stuff together and then you can join us. And I will schedule it a couple days ahead of time so you can be watching for it. But I will link Candace and Regina down below. And I was thinking of sewing it, but I'm just gonna. And this is pink. That's stupid. I think this stapler I got from Stationery Shenanigans has regular staples in it. And we messed that up. And of course we can cover it with a piece of washi or something if it's ugly. You know, or a little scrap of paper. Something. There. I'm okay with that. There. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're going to staple this inside of here. See? We made a little flip out. Okay. And that might be a little heavy for this page, but we'll figure it out. I could have stapled that all at once, I realize. But we didn't. This is what we did. And it's okay. I can string, you know, scrap or washi or ribbon or sticker or lots of stuff across there. And that one got wonky too. It looks good, but it didn't fold right. The little flip out's taking me the longest. How about that? There. And it didn't grab again. I need probably a, okay, we're going to call it good. I probably need a heavy duty stapler. Okay, so then that will just be a flip out page. Okay. And then I made it all green. I don't know why. I just did. Because I had something caught my eye about green, so then I just went with it. Okay, so that's going to be somewhere. And let's see, where would that match? I kind of like it next to that. Let me see if I have anything else green. Oh yeah, it'd look good with that, wouldn't it? Okay. And then I believe I have, I don't know, 8 pages, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So then we just want to, alternate. We don't want to put, okay, that's polka dot, so we got to be careful. We don't want to put grid or another dot or something. So then we'll just do this. This is some Temu paper that I just trimmed down, and these are just 3 pages of each, 3 layers of each, and all of these are double width. And then there we've got, okay, we have another polka dot to worry about, and I think I think this is kind of calm next to that. I just don't want to clash with the polka dots is what I'm worried about first. And okay, I like the dot grid. This is dot grid composition book I found at Walmart. I'm so happy to have it. And yes, my pages are small, and I'm okay with that. And then see here we got red. So then, and it's stripe. So then, I think again the handwriting paper doesn't clash. The elementary paper, you know, I love it. And then let's see, what do we got? We've got that. and that, and that. Okay, we need something here. And my phone's going crazy again. Okay, this is kind of a busy thing, so we'll go with the big grid. That won't clash with it, I don't think. I think the little grid and lines would clash with that. Okay, and there, and there, and there. Okay, we got, okay, we'll do lines. And if anything's clashing, I can swap it. It doesn't matter. I'm just showing you how I'm thinking through it. Because sometimes stuff clashes. Okay, and then that, and I think I'll put the green in the middle, even though I like it with that. And then we'll put the grid here, and that doesn't clash with that. Okay, so then we'll do the green in the middle. That'll be fine. And that'll be easy. And I can make a writing board too. But what I'm doing is working on using up my stash, because I don't. Now looky there. We're ready. We are ready to assemble. Oh, I've got these too. Okay. I love this craft paper. And then we will put that inside the green, so we don't just have that. So then we'll put that inside. That's cute. Yes. So then, first we're going to make a folder. I was going to show you how easy that is. And the folder needs to be, okay, that's 11 wide. That'll be good. And then it needs to be 8 high plus, I don't know, 3. Is 3 too much? No, 3. So then we'll make this. This will end up being 11 by 11. And that'll be good. And then I'm going to show you how easy it is. Let's see, 10. Okay, so we need to cut off, this is 11 by 17, so we need to cut off 6 inches, because we have 8-inch height, well, 8.5, plus a 3-inch fold, and 3's a little much. So then we'll go ahead and cut off 6 inches, and then we won't fold it up a full 3, I think. 3-inch fold. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so we'll cut this off at 5.5 inches. And then that will leave us 17 minus 5.5, 12.5 every time. 17 minus is 11.5 every time. And then that'll give us 8.5 inch high and 3-inch fold. Okay, final answer. And then 5.5, yes. Okay. So then, I think I've told you I like to score the outside a 1/2 inch. And then I will show you that. But I just thought it was fun just to see how quick I could turn out something just using stuff I found that was already ready to go in my stash. And then we're gonna score this at 3 inches, right? And then that should give us 8.5 inch paper height, right? And 3 inches is a good pocket, yeah. And then I'm gonna just fold it instead of score it, because my luck it'd be messed up. So then we're just gonna fold it. Okay. I just thought it was fun just to use up my stash, and then I thought I'd go ahead and prep you all if you want to join us. I like that finished side better, so this will be the inside. If you want to join us, and I'll show you how to measure. Okay? Normally I would make the folder to match, but this time I'm not going to. And I've already told you this, how I in the last video, start at the corner when you're cutting away, because I don't need this. Okay? And if you start in the corner and cut out from the corner, then you can cut away your score line and you get a good point in your corner because you're cutting starting at the corner instead of heading to the corner when you might end up being a little off. But you always want to cut the score line away and start cutting at the corner. Okay? And then see how neat your corner is? And there's nothing extra going on. So then this, I think I want this to be the inside. The outside was, this side is more finished. Okay? There and there. And there, and there. And we might have to put this in the middle because I don't think I made it wide enough to accommodate for the full width of the signature. But that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and cut this a little bit because I don't like that bulking up in the middle. And you can cut quite a bit off, it doesn't matter. Okay, now all we're going to do, and since we know the limit of this, we're going to glue this because we know where we want that. And then we're going to glue all of this. Okay, and that'll take a second to grab, and I'll come back and finish it in a second. But I just like how this finishes these. My phone's still chiming. Sorry guys, the girls are chatty today. I can't keep up. They are chatty today. I told them, I said, here I am trying to film and the phone went off 18 times. In messenger chat, you know. Like, you all are busy today. And I'm behind. I need to go back and read it all. There we go. How's that? How's that look? You like? You like? Isn't that easy? Neat and easy. And you can add this or not. You know, you don't have to do any of this. Or you can, I'm just showing you a couple of elements that really add to it and that I really like. So there, let's see. Are we going to put this on the inside or out? Well, we have to put that on the inside because I only made it 5 wide. And we will put that inside our craft paper. And I think that'll be great. So there. Yes? Yes? Okay. And we are not going to, let's see if our folders hold it. I'm not going to trim it down unless I have to. That expansion, I don't know if it bothers me or not. Let's see. Yes, we have to trim it down. And what we're going to do is we're going to wait and assemble it first and then trim it down if we need to. And we probably need to. But we're going to assemble it first. Okay? Now what I need to do is, since my pages are smaller, right? I need to kind of just eyeball them. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's okay. You can make them all at the bottom. You can pull them down and center them a little bit. See, like that one's all the way at the bottom, and we'll just scooch it up a little bit. We're just tweaking it. We're not making it all perfect. My God, that'd make you crazy. So then you could just, you know, cut them all the right size if you want. And we're also going to make a writing board. How about that? And this might be a couple of videos put together. I think my timer, this device stops at 30 minutes and makes a new video. So there, and we'll center that-ish, right? And then that should be good because we centered them and they're centered. And that's close enough for me. So then we're going to make the cover, okay? And it's this easy, guys. It's really this easy, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to assemble it like, we're going to tuck we're going to tuck one envelope in the other. That's all. That's all. That's how you make a cover. And then of course, there's more to it. And then we're not going to glue anything here. You'll see. Because we're going to make it a pocket. And this doesn't take much glue. It doesn't. Paper really wants to stick to itself with glue. You don't have to, get crazy. Okay? It really wants to. Okay? Just show it the way and it'll stick. But you want to you're using liquid glue, so you can make sure you can adjust it right and line it up right. And then, so what we're going to do is we're going to make sure these outer edges are lined up. And then we're going to push it in there. Okay? And now we know our journal is nice and square, our cover. It won't be wonky. Okay? Right? And then what we're going to do, oh man, I was thinking, maybe I'll use, okay, I used white on this, but, I used green there, but that's okay. I'm thinking coral might look good. And then I have this paper pack that has some coral in it that I thought would be cute with my coral paper, I don't know about that. Okay, no, that's more pink. Well, let's see if we have anything to match green. That's kind of cute, but that's kind of, I don't know. Is that cute? That's cute. Polka dots, no. Brown and green, no. No. Okay. 2 of these. Okay, final answer. And then and then it'll be inside it, but it'll be a little shy, but that'll be okay. So then, and that'll match green, fine. That'll match green, just fine. Okay. Okay. This is great. You're going to love this, guys. And then you just glue this flap down. That's all you do. You just glue this flap down. Okay? And like I said, it wants to stick to itself, so it's okay. You don't have to use much. You can spread it out a little bit if you want. Any globs. It's okay. There. Okay. Now, we're going to fold it down. And that's the back cover. Alrighty? And that's the front. And it's wrinkled just because it's wet. It's okay. Now you can trim this if you have to, but we won't have to. It'll be a good size, okay? So this just finishes up all of this stuff going on. So then, does this have a front and a back? Sometimes it does. And this is just a piece of cardstock. You can use whatever you want. I wouldn't use lightweight scrapbook paper. I would either use the nice quality scrapbook paper or whatever cardstock you have. It doesn't matter. Just cardstock weight, not paper weight. Okay? And then what we're going to do is we're going to glue this and then see how that will finish the whole inside. Okay? And this will give us a clean slate inside, except we want to leave this pockets because we want to be able to, what I do, I have learned that when you have your signature in here, trying to get to pockets here and all that is really stupid. And then to finish them and to clean it up and everything, right? So then what I've learned to do is cover the whole inside and then trim the outside to make them outside pockets. Or you can make them top pockets, or you can do whatever you want. But what I like to do is you do outside pockets. And I realize I'm kind of doing a tutorial, telling you I'm going to do a tutorial. But what I'm doing is I'm explaining to anyone that wants to be involved what we're doing and how easy it is, and to come with all your supplies ready to go and questions. And maybe you can ask questions down below here if you're like, I need to know how you did that, you know, or make sure, don't forget to show us that part too, or tell me if you're you know, going to join us. Okay, I want to hear all about it. So see there, we trim this, and then we can make something to stick in that, but we got to cover this up, right? So what you do is you're going to glue this down, right? But you don't want to glue this to this area, or then you won't have a pocket, right? You want to leave your pocket open, and then this will finish your pocket. So then what you do is not very much, doesn't take much. You glue around this, okay, so you can see. Now you're going to glue around this. So you don't, I don't like to glue. Okay, so we know we need that. And then here. But I don't like to glue close on this edge when this doesn't come out all the way to the edge. And my phone is still going off. The girls are still chatting. Okay. So then you're going to just bring that up. And like I said, that's enough glue. It wants to stick. It wants to. It's living its best life being stuck down with glue. It doesn't take much glue. Okay? So then we got that a little crooked, but that's okay. We can fix it. I mean, it's not crooked, it's a little higher, but I'm okay with that. It's okay. So then we're going to glue this piece on the edge because we want it to be flat, right? We want this to be adhered well, right? Right? Okay? And then we're going to glue this side around here because we want this to be. And we don't want to assume we know where we're going with this on this side, right? Right? So we're gluing the inside of the angle and the middle, and then we're gluing the outer edge on this one. Now this is going to spend most of its life folded. So we are going to start with the fold. And there's a couple of ways to do this, and it can get stupid a couple of different ways. So there. If you want to kind of train it to fold and to be flat while it's drying, because if you let it dry flat, then try to fold it, it's gonna buckle. I promise. I would bet $10 that it's going to want to buckle. Okay? And we don't want that. So we kind of want we kind of want the best of both worlds. We want it to be flat, but then we want it to fold, and we don't want it to buckle. So just kind of train it. Just kind of say, this is what you're going to do with your life. Okay. I like that. I like that a lot. So then, where's the other one? We had two, didn't we? Okay, we've got two. Okay. And this needs to be, and it's already 8 inches high, and it's, let's see, it is 8 3/4-ish high. So then we are taking off 3/8 from the other sides, right? So then width, this is 5 3/4. So we're just going to make it 5 wide and make it even. Okay. And then that will nicely center and finish the front of the envelope. And then, see, if you do it like this, it makes life easy, so then you don't have to worry about folds and miters and everything. If you just let your envelope frame it, and then you can just glue it down like that. And then you can ink the edges and stuff to pretty it up if it needs it. Okay? Okay? So, then, and this is nice weight paper, so it shouldn't wrinkle too bad. Thin weight paper, I don't like using it on the cover like this. I have, it's just, you know, it could wrinkle, and I don't like that. So just be careful with your paper weight for the cover, okay? I got a brand new glue stick. Nope, not that one. This one is a little bigger. I'm using up my glue sticks, guys. Okay, okay, okay. And let's make sure we got the, I don't know, there. Okay, that's the back. I know that. We aren't really oriented yet. Let's see what we got here. Okay, I'm going to call that the top. And then we're just going to, sorry. We're just going to center it. Ish. Right there. Okay? And then the back. Sorry if I'm out of frame. I've been having to rest my elbow. I know I owe some people some Happy Meal, but I've been trying my, and you can never see it, but it's a tennis elbow flared back up on me. And rest works, but I couldn't rest it a month and make it go away. Now it'll just be like a chronic thing that flares up when I do it. Use my arm too much. And then calms down when I don't. I've got a few things like frozen shoulder and stuff. It never went away. It just kind of flares up sometimes, you know. Okay, let's see. We had the red at the bottom. Yes. Now, I would normally like this a little bigger, but like I said, we're working with what we've got. I would have normally liked that to cover that, but we'll have to address that with washi or something, right? So then, looky here, guys, how close we are. So we already had all these papers in our stash, okay? We just put 3 pieces of something different in between all of them. We lined them up. We made a folder. That's the back. And we're ready to sew it together. Now let me show you how really, really easy it is to sew. Okay? And we're only gonna do 2. Sorry. We're only gonna do 2, you know, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Oh, holes. This doesn't need 3. It doesn't need to be fancy. It's okay. 2's enough. So then, all you do is, what I do is I put down a piece of cardstock just to protect my paper from getting wrinkles and dents from the clips, right? Okay? Okay. Now we're going to make this easy. I know I've made sewing a little harder before, but this is we're just going to knock this out easy. And let's see. I had a bunch of that left over last night. You know how I always make my holes too big. And I had a needle somewhere that's too little. Look at here, this case I got from Temu. Look how cute. I love it. And then I don't know what I did with that needle. Oh, and I got a thread or 2. And right there, maybe. That one doesn't make too big. Some of these needles are big. It makes a big honking hole. It takes a big honking hole to fill it up. Okay? Okay. So then there, right? And it doesn't matter if your ruler reaches the whole end or not, because then you can still see in center. You can still say that is about a 1/4 inch from that side, and that's about a 1/4 inch from there, and so we're just gonna, to me that's center enough. Okay, and then we're gonna get a pencil with the tiniest lead you can, or just so you don't have to make life hard on yourself. So this is an 8-inch ruler, just centered. You can use whatever ruler, it doesn't matter. You can just measure up 2 inches from the end. And that's what I'm going to do here. I'm just going to measure about 2 inches there and 2 inches there. Okay? Now, I learned a trick. You know how I've been fighting? The holes that it makes, and I will show you a trick. You're going to like this. The holes that it makes when you're punching through, and it makes a big hole coming on the outside. When you use an awl, and the paper around the hole kind of spreads out around the outside. But then what I figured out, look at here guys, if you get it just some, okay, just some, right? Let me go ahead and do this one, and then I'll do them both at the same time, and we'll just hold on to it the best we can. Now you want to make sure your awl comes out in the center of your spine, okay? You don't want to offset. So we're going slow, and we're making sure it's going to be centered. And if it starts, okay, there, I can see it's pushing to the right a little bit, so then I'm just going to adjust it there. And that's about as center as I can get it, right? So then, I might have to anchor this other side too, just to make sure we're held snugly, because I will show you what we're going to do. We are going to, I don't like punching holes from the outside, because I can't center it enough to do that. Okay? So then what I like to do is punch them from the inside, so then you can get your center well, you know? And there goes my tablet again. They're still excited about it all today. Guys, I'm busy. I'm telling them all about it. But in their defense, I didn't say I'm recording again. Leave me alone. Leave me be. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to get this smushed up right, so this goes well. Okay. And I can see daylight through my hole, so that should go well. So here. And here. Now, 2. Okay. Now, do you see how that's pushing all of that out? Well, then, now, you don't push it all the way through, just enough to get you started. And then, if you push from the outside in, then that, well, except that time it didn't. But that kind of helps your holes. But this time it didn't work, so never mind. I think I pushed it too much to start with, so then it just spread out. So anyway, that's one tip and trick, but it didn't work this time, but that's okay. You can start on the inside and try to minimize the outside holes by then pushing outside. Okay. Or not, and it's okay. It works sometimes, but I think I made these holes too big, so then it just spread them out. Oh, well, heck. Look at there. That broke. Well, now I know why. Because when I got those from Temu, I was like, I don't know why I need 8 of these, but okay. Or 10 of them in a pack. Well, maybe because they fall apart when you go to pull the string. Maybe that's why they give you so many. Okay. Okay. There. All right. Now, this is easy. And then I always do everything in 3. There's people that only sew a signature with 1 loop. I can't do that. You can start on, you can have your string starting on the inside or outside. That's where it's going to end up. Whether if you start on the inside or outside, you can decide. You want to wrap this around, like if you just had this under the clip, right? And then you go to pull it through, you're pulling the needle through the hole, then that will come out of the clip. That is not enough to wrap it. So then just make it a little more complicated than straight through. And then it'll work fine. Okay, just make it a little more complicated. And then you'll probably feel it before it pulls out. Because it's stupid to sew it and think you're doing good and then you didn't realize you pulled your needle all the way through. So we're going to go in the top. Oh, this is the top. And I guess we should make sure everything's oriented right. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to come, it doesn't matter if it's down at the bottom. It's okay. And then that wanted to fold down, so I could better give it another zhuzh. Okay. And then, so we come out, and then we go in, and yes, and you tighten as you go, because once you get layers going, you won't be able to tell which string needs tightened once you get a couple of loops through. And I always do 3 loops. Some people think that sewing in signatures is hard, but if you can tie a shoe, you can sew in a signature. So this one, we're only doing 2 holes and 3 loops. There's 2, and we're tightening as we go. And I like to use a extra long piece of string because it's really stupid when you run out of string. For example, how much extra string I use. This is a piece I cut off from sewing that other journal together last night. I had this much string extra. Okay, so we've got 3. There we go. We're going out. Okay, out. And now we got to come back in. Okay. So there's our 3. Okay. Now we need to just anchor this a little bit. So like I like to put it under the string. Now look how wonky I got that. I was trying to prove a point. I don't really do it that much. So I like to anchor it instead of just pull it straight through. Like this. I like to anchor it. And then you know, just to give you something to go with. And then it's just snug. Okay? Now this one I might wrap under the signature. So you can just grab it with your needle and pull it. Okay? So then we just tie it, and I have 3 kids. 3's my number. I always do everything in 3. So you know, you do you. This isn't wax thread, so I do like 3 knots in it. The regular cotton thread does seem to not be as secure as wax thread. And this is just like crochet thread. Now, if you leave your things long, right? Then you could add beads or something, and then wrap it over the top, and then you've got something to go with for adding charms. Okay. So that's it. Or you can just trim it shorter, or you can put a charm on it from here. Okay. So looky here, guys. So there is our finished inside. Look how nice. And then we've got a pocket. And we can finish that if we want. And then we've got all of our pages. Yes. And all of the pages were already done. All I had to do was cut paper and make a folder and sew it together. But there's that little flip out. Cute, cute. But it's done. Now, what I've never done before is I've never put the writing board in the back cover. And I don't know if I want to. What do you think? I think I will. I think we're going to. And I will show you how easy this is. So we know we're 5 wide. So then what we're going to do is we're going to score this. Oh, no. We need to score it at 5.5. Okay. And then a 1/2 inch. Okay. And then that is at 5.5. And that'll be okay. Okay, okay. And then it's too tall though. So we are going to have to cut it down. I don't know. Let's see. How tall is that pocket? That's 8.5. So we're just going to cut it down to 8. So we're just going to cut a 1/2 inch off. That's all. Because we don't want to crowd it in the pocket. Okay. Now, we only want this 5 wide. Okay. So now we're going to fold this up. And this is enough strength for a writing board. And you can add layers and cardboard if it's, you know, if you need something a little more substantial. But this will be fine. We could add a little something to that. I believe I have some heavy-duty file folder underneath here. Okay, so forget that. I can't find it. Just cut. So we want to get past our rounded edges. So we're just going to cut. It doesn't matter. And then we need this to be 5 wide, right? Right. And we need it to be 8 high, and we're just cutting it barely under so we don't exceed this size. Okay, so then you're just going to glue this. Yes, I like this idea. What do you think? The idea, because you got to have something to stick in your pockets, right? So then to leave the back pocket for the writing board, I think is a great idea. Okay, let's make sure this fits well. Yeah, it'll be okay. So we're going to shush it up against that side. Okay, okay. Now we're going to shush it down. Okay, okay. Now this is going to need more glue because it is shiny. Golly, I hope this isn't taking too long. I'm sorry, guys. If you're still here, thank you. What do you think? I want to hear what you think. And I think this is a good beginner project. I think it's a good gift. I think it's a good intro to journals. I think it's a good use of your supplies. Like I said, I already had all these pages done. And all I had to do was just add other paper to it, right? Okay, so we're going to glue this down first because we want that sealed in. And we're going to put glue along there. Okay, okay. Now, mind you, this is making a journal and a cover and a writing board and a folder, you know, so really it's not really all of this. If you just want to start with a couple of envelopes and some paper, you know, you don't really have to do all of this. If I'm overcomplicating beginner project here, you know, and I don't want to do that. So basically the gist of it is just attaching the two envelopes and then sealing them in with the cardstock inside. And you don't even have to do all that. Mindy just made a journal today where she just used a big envelope, like a big mailing envelope, and folded it. So the twins are doing competing envelope journals today. How about that? Okay. And let's see. And now I can add a tab or something to it. And looky there, it fits perfect. That's pretty cool, eh? You think? And then of course we can put a tab on it. But there, you've got a writing board. For example, I'm sure you all know by now. Let's say you've got all this going on, and that is eyelets and twine and all the stuff, right? So let's say you're going to write on this piece of paper, and that's a lot going on. So then a writing board just smooths it out and gives you a smooth surface to write on. Or let's say you need to write on this, you know, then you can just, you know, put this under it or something somehow, and, you know, if you need more room to write on or something. It helps in lots of ways. So I firmly believe that all journals need a writing board. Unless, again, we're crossing the newbie, you know, and unless we're exceeding what a beginner project is. And then we can just put something else in there. And then there is a full journal. Look how easy. And that is a big journal with a lot of pages. What do you think? Okay? Thanks so much for watching, guys. Love you. Bye.